Hello fellow students. Today I would like to share a small demonstration with you. Now we all know the spring and summer is coming up pretty fast, and along with that comes some nice warm weather. Now in some states it is finally beginning to warm up. I know this for a fact because I live in Michigan and it has been cold here for quite some time. Along with that warmth comes my favorite thing to do, which is grilling. I don't know about you, but for me there's nothing better than grilling up some food, spending time with the family, and just relaxing. Now on the topic of grilling, how many of you are tired of the same old brats? I know I was, and about 3 years ago I found a recipe that turned my brats into the best tasting ever. They're called the infused beer brats. Now, I know 3 years ago when I found this recipe, it probably had a completely different name. However, I do not remember it. It was 3 years ago. I cannot recall the actual name. Besides, the infused beer brat sounds a lot better to me. Let's get started. To begin with, we need a medium saucepan, which I have right here. Now, along with this saucepan, you're going to need the top, because we're going to be boiling our ingredients. Next, we have some Johnsonville brats. We're going to be adding these to our medium saucepan, but before we do that, you must remember to remove all jewelry, because you do not want your ring or anything like that to fall into your mixture. You're going to get in trouble, you're going to ruin your ring, and either way it's going to be bad. So make sure you remove it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our brats in our saucepan. And we're going to use the entire package, not the styrofoam, just the brats. Our next ingredient that we're going to have is Dundee's Honey Brown Beer. Now I know you're looking at this and you're thinking, is he actually going to use the entire 6-pack? No, we're only going to use 2 of these. If we use the entire 6-pack, it would destroy what we're trying to do here and just go off with the flavor. So we're only going to be using 2. So let's go ahead and open these up. And you can use any type of beer that you want. You know, your favorite, it works either way. I choose Honey Brown because you can actually taste the honey in it. It's got a sweet taste and goes excellent with the brats. You also have to remember that not all bottles are the same. These, if you choose the Honey Brown, they do not twist. The last thing you want is to slice your hand. We don't need that. So make sure that you've got this handy, because safety first. So we got the first one off. We're going for the second one. And we're just going to pour it inside our medium saucepan here. Now the next ingredient that we have, actually the final ingredient that we have, is going to be a whole onion. Now it is a medium saucepan, so we're not going to be using the whole onion to put in there. You need to chop it up. Just like I have here. In small slices is probably best, but if you want to just go half and put the 2 big chunks, you can do that as well. If you're like me, I don't like to do a lot of slicing. My wife did this. If I was to do it, my eyes would be watering, they would sting, I'd be crying. It would not be a good thing. So if you can have somebody else cut it for you, that is key. Now we're going to put all of this, the onion that is, not the plate, inside the pan. Once we've got all our ingredients in, we're going to turn our heat to high. Now, we're going to be bringing this to a boil, and you got to remember not to bring it up to a boil with the top on, because if you have the top on, it's going to foam up and it's going to be a mess, and that's another thing that you don't want. So while it's coming up to a boil with the top off, you can go out to your grill and you can start it up. That's going to be key here, because as soon as your brats are done, you're going to want to transfer them directly over to your already heated grill. So once you've got that turned on, you can come back, you can check on your mixture here, and if it has come up to a boil already, we're going to turn our heat down to low. And once it's boiling, it's rather hot already, so when you put it down to low, you're going to have to wait a couple minutes so that it actually cools down. Because once again, if you throw the top on too quick, it'll foam up and there'll be a mess. So once it's cooled down a little bit and you've got it on low, we're going to put the top on. Once you have the top on, we're going to simmer for about 20 minutes or so. Now once you're done simmering, you're going to take your medium saucepan off the heat, turn the stove off, and we're going to go over to the grill. Once you put your brats on your already heated grill, you're going to cook them for about 8 minutes or so, or at least until you have them to the point that you want them to be. Now, once they're fully cooked, you can get your bun out, you can throw it in, put any type of ingredients you want, mustard, sauerkraut, anything that sounds good. And I guarantee you, you will have the best tasting brats ever. Now I know that it seems like a long process, but it is well worth the wait. And those are the infused beer brats.